You are not where you think you should be, but that doesn't mean you're lost. You are exactly where you need to be to start changing your life. Ariya felt like he was stuck in a never-ending loop. Every day, he compared himself to others, his friends, colleagues, even strangers online. They all seemed to have figured life out. Successful careers, thriving relationships, travel, adventure. They had it all. And he couldn't even keep up with his own goals. Each morning, he woke up to the same routine. He scrolled through social media and saw the highlight reels of everyone else's life. One friend had just launched a new business. Another had bought their first house. One had completed a marathon. Meanwhile, Ariya felt like he was barely making it through the day. The frustration was building. Why wasn't he achieving the same things? Why did everyone else seem to be moving forward while he felt like he was stuck in the same place? At work, it was the same story. His co-worker, Mehrdad, was always talking about his promotions, his new ideas, and how everything was coming together for him. Ariya admired his ambition, but couldn't help but feel inferior. He was stuck in a job he didn't love, trying to make ends meet. Why couldn't he be like Mehrdad? One evening, after a long day, Ariya found himself scrolling through Instagram again. Another friend, someone he hadn't spoken to in years, had posted a picture from their trip to Paris. Must be nice, Ariya muttered to himself. But deep down, he wondered why he couldn't be the one experiencing that kind of success and freedom. It was the same pattern, over and over: comparison, envy, and self-doubt. His mind never stopped comparing his life to others, and no matter how hard he tried, he couldn't escape the feeling that he wasn't enough. But that night, something shifted. As he sat alone in his room, the weight of his thoughts pressing down on him, he asked himself a simple question: why am I always measuring my life against theirs? For the first time, the question felt different. It wasn't just another cycle of self-pity. It was a wake-up call. He didn't have the answers yet, but something inside him knew that the way he was living wasn't sustainable. Ariya closed his eyes, took a deep breath, and made a promise to himself. I'm done comparing. It's time to find my own time, to find my own path. The next morning, everything seemed the same. The same alarm blared in his ears. The same dim sunlight peeked through the curtains. The same routine. But something felt different within Ariya. He still had his phone in his hand, and as he scrolled through social media, he felt the familiar tug of comparison. Friends traveling, getting promotions, celebrating milestones. But today, he didn't feel the usual sting. Today, he wasn't consumed by the need to measure himself against them. Instead, for the first time in a long while, he thought, what if I stopped comparing? What if I just focused on myself? Ariya didn't have all the answers, but he knew today would be different. He got up from bed and walked to the kitchen. Instead of making the same rushed breakfast, he always did a bowl of cereal that he ate while scrolling. He took his time. He made scrambled eggs, toasted bread, and sat down at the table without any distractions. No phone, no laptop, no noise. As he chewed his food slowly, he realized he hadn't done this in years. He hadn't taken time for himself. It felt strange, almost indulgent, but in a way that made him feel present. It wasn't a huge change, but it was a start, a simple, small act that allowed him to be in the moment, to focus on something other than what everyone else was doing. Later that day, Ariya walked through the park near his apartment. He had been meaning to go for a walk for months, but something always came up. Work, errands, tiredness. Today, though, he decided to make the time. The walk was short, no goal, no rush, just moving his legs, breathing in the fresh air, and feeling the warmth of the sun on his face. For the first time in a long time, Ariya didn't feel the constant pressure of time, of expectations, of comparing himself to everyone else. And as he walked, something shifted within him. He didn't need to be anyone else. He didn't need to keep up with the pace of others. He just needed to take it step by step, his own way, his own pace. As he returned home, he realized that the small steps he had taken that day, slowing down, focusing on the present, taking time for himself, had given him more peace than anything he had experienced in months. And for the first time in a long time, Ariya smiled. He wasn't where he thought he should be, but he was on the right path. Ariya smiled as he thought about the little things that had changed, the walks, the slower mornings, the quiet moments spent alone, reconnecting with himself. It wasn't about achieving the same things others had. It was about creating his own version of success in his own time, at his own pace. One evening, after a long day, Ariya decided to take a different route home. He had noticed that the more he chose to embrace his own path, the more opportunities and experiences opened up for him. Today, he decided to trust his instincts and take the road less traveled. The new path led him to a park he had never seen before. It was peaceful, quiet, and full of life. As he sat on a bench, watching the sunset, Ariya felt a deep sense of contentment wash over him. He didn't need to be like anyone else. He didn't need to be faster, richer, or more successful than others. Ariya realized something profound. Success wasn't about reaching the destination first. It was about finding peace along the journey. And for the first time in a long time, Ariya felt at peace with who he was and where he was in life. As he walked home that evening, he thought back to where he had started the constant comparisons, the feelings of inadequacy, the fear of never being enough. He realized that those feelings were just illusions. They were never the truth. The truth was that he was enough, just as he was. The next morning, for the first time, Ariya woke up without the need to check his phone or compare himself to anyone else. He didn't need validation from the world. He already had everything he needed, a sense of self-worth, clarity, and the courage to walk his own path. The small steps had led him to this place, a place where he could finally live on his own terms, without fear or comparison. And as he stood by the window, looking out at the world, Ariya knew one thing for sure. He was no longer lost. He had found his way.